This lesson is on combining like terms. Remember that when you're combining like terms, it's very similar to adding, subtracting of integers, or multiplying and dividing of integers, which are just regular numbers. The only thing that changes is that one of your integers is now a letter. So when we do adding and subtracting of integers, like -3 plus 4 minus 5 plus a -4, we can do that in our calculator or in our heads, and we get a -8. If we do adding, subtracting, and multiplying together, remember that we always do our multiplication first, so 6 times 16, and then we add that to a -2 plus a 12, which will give us 106. Now we can take the same problems and put variables into those problems, meaning we don't know one of our numbers. So if we did the adding and subtracting one and we put an A in 3 different spots, we can combine these to 3a plus 4 minus 5a plus 4, -4a. What we need to do is combine all of our a's. So we're going to have 4 and -3 plus a -5 is -8 plus a -4 is a -12. So it's going to be 4, the positive 4, minus 12a. Okay? In the same context, we can take our adding, subtracting, multiplying, and if we have a variable of an a in 3 places, we're going to take 6 times 16a, and then add a 2a and a 12a, and we come up with 106a. The difference between these two is that we have one of our integers without a variable. So we have to keep that one separate because it cannot be combined with the others because of the variable. In some cases, we will have to use the distributive property, where if we have an integer example, we take 3 and multiply it by the total of 5 plus 6. We had to do this earlier where we wrote this out as 3 times 5 plus 3 times 6. The reason that you use it like that is so that you can do a combined, so that you can distributive, so you can combine your answers. So you have a variable example of 3a plus 6, so it would be 3a plus 3 times 6, or this one totaled 3a plus 18. Alright, so let's go through some examples. -3a plus 9c plus 8c. You cannot combine unlike terms, so you cannot combine the a with the c's. So we know that this is going to be -3a because there's nothing else to add to that, subtract to that, multiply by that, anything. And then we can add our 9 and our 8 together to get 17c. Pretty simple, right? The next one, -9c minus 2c. So -9 minus 2 is -11, and we just add a c. 3y minus 8y plus 6 minus 9. So how you would start that is you can combine your y's, and then your other numbers. So 6 minus 9 is -3, and 3 minus 8 is -5. So it'd be -5y minus 3. This last one, 11y minus 2y plus 3y. So 11 minus 2 is 9 plus 3 is 12y. Okay. You may also have ones that are like a times 5 plus 6. This would be 5a plus 6a, so it would be 5 plus 6 is 11a. Let's see if I can think of some other examples here. have 2 times 5y minus 1. Again, you're using your distributive method, so you're going to take your 2 times 5, which is 10y, minus 2 times 1, which is 2. So this would be what you should have, 10y minus 2. Obviously, in this one, you didn't necessarily need to use a distributive property because you can take 5 plus 6. No, that's 11, making it 11a. But in this one, you can't take 5y minus 1. So you have to distribute the 2 and then subtract. We'll try one more just like this. Negative 2 times y minus 4. So negative 2 times y is negative 2y. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Which we know we can also write as negative 2y plus 8. These two are the same because a negative and a negative sitting next to each other make them positive. So remember that negative and a negative equal a positive. Positive and a positive equal a positive. A negative and a positive equal a negative. And a positive and a negative equal a negative. So if they're multiplication, it's the number, and if it's adding or subtracting, it's when the two symbols sit next to each other. So this would be the next to each other example, making this one positive. So it's actually 3 plus 2. All right, so now you're going to be doing your assignment.